was a lot tougher than what we wanted, but it's the type of game that you can use film footage of to show to the guys, good and bad, and grow from it, man. Every game isn't going to be perfect or pretty. I'll take the win for sure, but we worked on everything that we need to work on. Now we just got to get it right out on the court, man. I'm still proud of the energy that they're giving. We just got to be smarter, and we got to rebound the ball better.
Danielle?
What was it like to see DJ kind of come out of the little slump that he's been in offensively tonight?
Yeah, DJ and I had a long talk yesterday, and we just, we believe so much in DJ. He's a guy he's our most talented player for sure, top to bottom with his athleticism, his speed, his scoring ability, his playmaking ability, and he showed all that tonight. And we're rooting for him because he works his butt off. And sometimes he puts a lot of pressure on himself. So I kind of calmed him down and just talked to him and went out on the court and kind of showed him some areas where he can get better scoring and how to play out of closeouts. And he did a great job. Even though he turned down some open looks, he got a better shot by going to the basket and laying the ball up, and I can respect him for that.
Terry?
Hey, what's up, Coach?
What's up, Terry?
Hey, man, one of your biggest weaknesses in the past has been three-point defending. Was it something they did, or was it something you can do to improve your three-point defense?
Man, we were pretty good at it last year, man, because we were attention to detail. We understand what the game plan is and who the most dangerous guys are. It's just once we started pressing, guys just forgot where the other guy, where the most dangerous was. They were going to double team guys that we didn't need to double team, and it was leaving three-point shooters wide open. So if you go into the game and you're playing reckless and you're leaving the wrong guys, then you're going to give up threes. In the second half, we did a better job.
Jason?
Hey, Penny, you guys were losing in the second half, and then the ball goes under the stands, and they can't get it, and they bring in the new ball, and you guys go on to outscore them 37-18. That was obviously a turning point. I mean, what changed? What was the big? It felt like the guys just caught fire after that.
It was obviously that basketball, Jason.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, that's definitely what it was, man. We should have put that in there in the first half. This game would have been much easier. The guys just started, like their lineup. We always try to talk about the most dangerous to least dangerous. We started making the ball find the least dangerous. We started paying more attention to the guys because they thought our guys, when they look at a game like this, Central Arkansas, they're thinking that it's just going to be easy because of the name, and they had no respect for those guys. And those guys came out and jumped on them. And as the game went on, I wasn't really worried. I figured that we were figured out. I knew that we were figured out, and once we figured it out, things started happening better for us.
Samaria?
Hey, Coach, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing fine.
What was your message to the guys at halftime?
Basically, to just play smarter. We understood who the hot guys were, and we were allowing the hot guys to beat us. And that's one of my pet peeves. You just don't let the hot guys beat you. I did it against Western Kentucky with Charles Bassey and those guys, and that'll never happen again. And then tonight in the first half, we just weren't paying enough attention to number 34 and number 1. And those were the guys on the team that were doing all the scoring. In the second half, we did a much better job. But the halftime speech was to shut the top guys off and then make the ball find the non-players.
Mark?
Yeah, hey, Penny, did you guys receive an update about Deandre Williams today? And then I'm just curious, you mentioned earlier in the week, what a difference you think he could make, specifically like with what I guess the various issues that you're going through. How do you think he would help if he's able to play this year?
First of all, I have to talk to compliance. I'm hoping that she's found something out for sure, that they've given us some type of news. And then secondly, Deandre he's probably our best all-around player, honestly. He rebounds, he blocks shots, he makes plays, he can knock down threes. He's our toughest defender. I mean, he does everything. He really does. He brings a lot to the table for us. And when he's on the floor, then he's the point guard. He's the point forward, and he makes plays happen for everybody else.
So did you guys – there's the reports out there that I guess the NCAA requested more information from you guys about that. Is that accurate?
Yeah, well, yeah, they did. I don't know what happened with that information, but gave them more information, but we're still waiting to see what they have to say about that. So, man, we're waiting, and I hear that there's going to be a rule passed. Hopefully the rule is passed by the 16th. Where everybody's going to be eligible for this year to get him back out there. Whatever it is, we're definitely going to be welcoming him back. He is a difference maker.
Thanks.
Terry?
Hey, Coach, Jayden been playing well in spurts, and he had a really good game. And you even gave him the start to start the second half. Talk about his improvement and why you give him the start to start the second half this game.
Yeah, his improvement is because he stays in the gym every day. You know, he's a guy that plays with a chip on his shoulder, and he understands that being a coach's son, that it's a lot tougher, but he's not backing down. And, you know, I've had to be more understanding that, you know, he's not just my son, but he's a good basketball player, and he makes the right plays, and that's the reason why he started in the second half. He was in the plus section, in the plus and minus department, and we needed that energy. We needed his playmaking, and we needed his passing ability as well. And he's not a guy that's going to get, you know, that's going to give up on the defense as easy as well. So he earned that to come into the second half and start, and he did a good job.
Jason?
What's the biggest, like what area has he improved in the most from last season to this season? Talking about Jayden, just feels like he's made, you know, multiple steps forward, you know, progression. So I'm curious to know from your perspective, like what his, like if you had to single one out, one area where he's improved the most.
Well, if I would say two, the first is his body. He's gotten way stronger and way bigger. So now he can take the physicality of the game. Because last year he was a little frail and he couldn't really do it. He got way bigger and more athletic. And then secondly, his confidence grew. You know, he came into the first practices and he started dominating from the first day to show the guys that he wasn't just going to back down because he was a coach's son, and all the guys on the team, you know, they respect him for that. And he does well every day in practice, and he's earned his minutes.
Last question, Danielle.
Penny, the rotations were cut down a lot tonight from Wednesday, it seems, and I know you had said after that game that, you know, you're trying to make a lot of subs to get your guys to play really hard and kind of exhaust themselves and come out. So, you know, what changed that tactic tonight? Why change it?
Being down 2 points and at halftime, and then looking at the plus-minus department, we had some guys that were really deep in the hole in the plus-minus department, and that team was going on a run every time they were on the floor. Had to put the guys out there that were in the positive and go from there. I mean, you just can't – there's no sympathy minutes. You got to earn everything that you get, and the guys that are out there obviously pushed the lead out, and we got a big win.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing, Jay? You doing all right?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, your game is like you seem like you had a lot more confidence out, man. It seemed like you're doing a lot of little things that's making you get more minutes. What have you done to come to this level versus what you did last year?
You know, I just try to tell myself over quarantine before our preseason started that I just need to come into this year with a more aggressive mindset, you know, really focused on my body and really honing and just like sharpening my skills. And then it carried into our preseason. I practiced very well in the preseason. And really, I talked to my dad about just, you know, just being great at my role, you know, playing unselfish, making plays, being aggressive in situations where, like, you know, playing out of closeouts or, like, or just, you know, just beating your man off the dribble if you have a mismatch. I've just noticed just how to take advantage of those situations more this year.
Jason?
Hey, Jayden, it looks like the game is really slowing down for you. Would you agree with that? I mean, and if so, you know, when did that start? Was it, you know, the first game in South Dakota, or like what's that process like when the game slows down for guys?
It really started in practice before the season started. You know, I was just watching a lot more film on practice, seeing areas where I could improve on. And it's been carrying into the game. I've been telling myself just to keep playing unselfish. Don't force anything, because that's when, you know, the game might feel like it's too fast for me, whatever, I can't keep up. Just, you know, read the defense and then, you know, just make the correct option. And I feel I've done a good job of that so far this year.
Danielle?
Jayden, I know you switched your number before the season started. Did you talk to your dad when you made that decision, and what was that conversation like?
Yeah, so I wore number 1 all throughout high school and AAU until I went to Memphis East. And I just kind of just like, I don't know, it's just like a certain level of like confidence that just comes with me wearing my number again. You know, I kind of like feel like myself, you know, and, you know, when Tyler left, because Tyler went and won, and that was my redshirt year, so I had no problem letting him wear it. But I mean, now that he's gone, I kind of just feel like myself again.
DJ, Coach Penny was saying that he had a really long talk with you yesterday, kind of about this little slump you've been in, and even took you out on the court and showed you some things. Can you tell us a little bit more about that interaction and how it helped you tonight?
It helped me a lot because, I was struggling with my shot and, just trying to find my way in the game. And then tonight I came out and I hit 1-3 and then I missed my next two. So after that, he just reminded me just to drive and get to the free throw line and just get myself going. So that's what I did. And when I drove, I either made a play or I scored or I finished or I got to the free throw line. So he helped me out with a lot to get some easy baskets and just, simplify my game.
Terry?
What's up, DJ?
What's up, my guy?
All right, man. Hey, you think you're putting too much pressure on yourself, man? You think you're pressing a little bit too hard to try to be a better player instead of letting the game come to you? What do you think about that?
I'll say at times I do put a lot of pressure on myself. Like I get upset with myself when I miss a shot or something. I shouldn't do that. But tonight I just let the game come to me instead of forcing stuff. Because a lot of times in South Dakota I found myself either ice on or trying to force myself to score. So tonight I just let the game come to me and every chance I got I either scored or I made a play with somebody. So I to answer your question, I feel like I did put a lot of pressure on myself, but now I just learned to just play, let the game come to me.
Jason?
Hey, DJ, was there anything about your slow start over the first few games this season that had anything to do with, not playing the last 12 games of last season? Then, of course, the weird off season. Did that have, was that something that, kept you from sort of getting into a groove sooner than now?
I'll say that the first game it was hard for me because I ain't had no rhythm. I haven't played. That was my first game back. But after that, the game was easy to me. But I just found myself forcing it a lot. Instead of I said letting the game come to me, I found myself forcing, trying to force a shot here, trying to force ISO there. So I just sat down with coach and he simplified the game for me and he helped me and he was just get to the free throw line and drive those closeouts. So for him doing that, they helped me out a lot and they helped me build my confidence back up. So I appreciate him for doing that.
Danielle?
If you ever have a bad game or a bad practice or even just a bad day, separate from basketball, do you have kind of a fail-safe way of cheering yourself up or getting yourself back in the right mindset?
If I have a bad day or a bad game, I just either talk to my folks or I try to go to coach and ask him Coach, what do I need to do better? Or how can I improve on this? Or how can I improve on that? So even if I having a bad day, I'm still going to, get a team my all, even if my shots are not falling, I'm gonna make it up for it somewhere else. I don't let my struggle on the offense affect my game. But I have been a little frustrated, but tonight helped me a little bit. So now I can just build from this and use this confidence from the night to build.
Mark?
Yeah, hey DJ, I'm curious. How much better can this team be with Deandre Williams in the lineup? What sort of a difference do you think he would make if he's allowed to play?
I feel like Deandre will make a big difference. He's just so versatile. He can do everything. He can bring the ball up the court. He can play make. Or he can play defense. He another just stretch four guy that he can do pretty much anything. So I feel like he'll give us more depth and more length on that front court. And we'll be big with me, him, and Musa or whoever coach decides to put there. So Deandre will bring a lot of versatility to the team, and he'll help us out a lot.